I'm working on a new rocket called Vanishing Point, and I thought I'd go through just quickly what I've been doing with these paperclip based launch lugs. So I've used these on a couple rockets already. This was the original hauler. It's got them here and here. Both of these are just through the regular cardboard body tube, as you can kind of see from all the damage. This one's flown quite a bit, and these work pretty well. One of the reasons I went with them is because when I've printed or used just a standard cardboard tube or something like that, I feel like the launch lugs are affecting the flight when you get up there. And this is kind of another evolution. This is hauler 2, so the front one is standard, and I'll talk about that in a second. This one, the body tube actually ends here, and the remaining part is all 3D print. So in that case, then you can see it's just epoxied into slots. And the rocket I'm working on now, called Vanishing Point, it's a minimum diameter 24 millimeter. So I'm going to use a similar slot, but in this case you can see that there's only one layer of PLA here. So the slots are really kind of an alignment, and they'll get a little bit of strength, but it's really going to glue to the outside of the body tube. And then I've gone ahead and drilled the holes here. That's kind of one of the harder parts. The drill tends to walk on the body tubes. But in terms of forming them, what I have found was this is a 3/16 rod, so a medium duty. That center loop in a jumbo paper clip works pretty good. It's got a little bit of play in it, which actually I think is helpful. And that's what I've been using. Check your paper clip ahead of time though, and make sure, because I have found that even several versions of jumbo paper clip from different suppliers may have different dimensions. But all I really did was just straighten it out, cut it. Oops. I can figure out how to use my pliers. Cut it. And then the tricky, part, kind of number one is when you're bending it, actually it's probably better to use the long end. I just kind of eyeball it and make sure I have enough room there. But remember, the pliers are kind of at an angle probably, and you want to really try to kind of bend it pretty evenly at 90 degrees, and check it and adjust it before you glue it all together. And one of the things, especially for the body tube ones, is if you don't get these bent flat, then maybe one of them won't stick to the body tube. And so that's pretty much it. And what I did, what I plan to do on this one, is just glue that one in with epoxy. I think epoxy's, you're going to want it to be pretty strong. And then the trickier one is trying to do the one in the body tube, since it's a ways up there. I have to use a very, very long stick to try to get some glob of epoxy in that area. And then I put it in. We could debate whether the prong should face forward or backwards, and then hold it. And one of the things that I'm going to try that kind of was like a blinding flash of the obvious, is in order to hold it, instead of clamping it or having to hold it with fast set epoxy or something, I'm just going to put a magnet on it. And so that magnet's going to pull those tines up tight against the edge of the body tube while it dries. So that's it. They seem to work pretty good. And if you have any feedback, please let me know in the comments.